We just got our final blog post for Black Ops 6 Zombies, detailing every single augment, every single Gobblegum, an updated HUD, and an updated Liberty Falls. Okay, so this blog post came out a while ago. I've been pretty sick recently, so I couldn't cover it when it came out, but I have to cover it. There's just too much good stuff, so let's get into it. The first thing that they talk about is the Liberty Falls update, and you can kind of see a little bit of a difference here. They did make it a little bit moodier, they say. Obviously, they're not going to completely change the entire theme and the entire lighting of the map itself, but I think they've done a little bit here, and I think there's some side Easter eggs that they actually got to turn on during these promo images that help it out a little bit here, but we'll cover that later. Moving on to the HUD touch-ups. This is so great. First of all, character portrait here. Well, here's what it looks like. You guys know what it looks like, right? This is like beautiful. Genuinely, I don't know how you make this HUD any better than what this is. A lot of people are still saying it's not zombified. It's not zombified. A lot of people saying, hey, we need that little gray thing in the background of this picture. If that's the thing, if that's the difference maker, we are so close to perfection. That looks like almost the perfect HUD, if you ask me. Personally, I would like the round counter to be over here on the left side, just because I like putting my webcam up there when I stream, but that's about it. But not only do we get this beautiful HUD, and you know what? I thought about moving these perks over to the left side too, because that's kind of how perks used to be. But I was playing around in Photoshop, and it's almost like too much information over on this left side to kind of filter through when you have the perks over here. So I'm kind of digging them in the middle right now, but I don't know, that could go back and forth. But there's more stuff to the HUD that we have more concrete information on that they didn't tell us before. They added new settings, and more specifically, visibility sliders added to allow players to fine-tune or completely disable additional HUD elements, including the score feed, the little annoying kill feed in there. Oh, that's some great medals. So bad news, medals apparently are coming back, but good news, you can turn them off, so that's awesome. And notifications, which I think is that little on the right hand side, those little notifications of like, boom, you opened a door, boom, you ate a Gobblegum, whatever like that. Minimap opacity, we can obviously turn off the minimap entirely. Weapon and equipment information is that like this down here, and more. So this is like the most customizable HUD we've ever seen. And here, this has got me giddy like a little schoolgirl when I read this. Above is a preview of the updated default HUD with the minimap and enemy health bars disabled. So this is just the basic default HUD, and they turn off the minimap and they turn off the enemy health bars, which is just so sleek, and you can customize it even further. You can turn off the damage numbers, that's confirmed. Oh, it's just, I am officially done talking about the HUD. I think this is absolutely beautiful. I would go almost as far as to say it's perfect, but it is perfect for what this needs to be. It's so clean. There's not an ounce of extra information on the screen, which is what a perfect HUD is. So that is awesome. Well done, Treyarch. Thank you. Now we get into some more kind of fun, kind of not behind the scenes, some just extra stuff. They give you little pictures of Terminus here. I've sat through all this. I've looked through all this. There's nothing massive that we learned. It's just a beautiful looking map, especially this photo. Like this island out here, this looks really like, it looks a lot darker than what we saw in the gameplay. It just looks so cool. It looks so ominous. This is the kind of stuff that you would get in like a pamphlet with the game back in the day, where you would buy an actual game disc and you would have like a booklet of the art and the enemies and the weapons and the stuff. You just read it through. That's what I loved about this blog post. It felt very much like the behind the box or the inside little packet, like showcasing the game itself. And so here we have Liberty Falls. This is the updated Liberty Falls. It's kind of the same thing with Terminus here, but you'll notice it doesn't look drastically different. Like if you expect it to be nighttime or in the dark ether, I think that's a very unreasonable expectation. But you can see a couple things. One, it looks a little bit more overcast, so it looks a little bit more contrasty. So I think that kind of helps it out a little bit, like stormy, gloomy, like there's a storm coming and we've got to be careful. Also, you'll notice this bright purple glowing storm right here, which I think in all of this talk that they've talked about Liberty Falls, they've said stuff about, hey, we've disabled Easter eggs, and I think this is one of the main things they were talking about when they said they disabled Easter eggs, because this little storm thing screams to me Easter egg. Whether it's a side quest, a main quest, how you open up the Pack-a-Punch, I'm not entirely sure, but that just screams to me an Easter egg. Same thing with this table right here. This table, we didn't see it. It's on the top of this roof again. Like, it's weird because the Render Fizz machine was right here, but now it's gone. So I don't know. This is going to be really fun. We are less than a week away from playing this game. So formulating, speculating, I don't know how useful it is, but dang it, it's really exciting. But this is the most important thing about this blog post. I am going to gush out because there's so much good stuff in all of this stuff. I know you've probably heard it from everybody. These are, but you haven't heard from me. These are all of the augments. These are minor upgrades within all of these things themselves. Perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades all have augments, 6 augments each, 3 major, 3 minor. And as you can see right here, this is your progression. You will select one of these things to unlock or to progress, and then you can slowly progress through all of these augments, the 3 minor and the 3 major right here. Don't worry, we'll get to that right there. And so yeah, there you go. Start earning XP in game to progress towards unlocking the augment. So in order to unlock these augments, you first have to go into your research here, and then you have to select out of your, perks, ammo mods, field upgrades, which one you want to research, and then you will earn XP to unlock all of these little augments, which I think is a really cool system to grind. I think that's going to be really good for the longevity, the replayability. It's going to give us something to grind for. It's almost like schematics, but with XP. And the stuff that these things can do is way crazier than I thought it was going to be. So let's jump in here. Let's go to Juggernog, because this is where it's crazy. In like Modern Warfare Zombies, you had Juggernog, which did one thing and one thing only. But here in Black Ops 6, there are going to be 6 different things. You can pick one major, one minor thing between these 2 things. Once you've unlocked them and researched them with your XP, and here it is, Probiotic. Slightly increase the maximum health of Juggernog. That's pretty standard. We saw that in Cold War. Turtle Shell. Armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigation when hit from the front. Treyarch, you are so cheeky, aren't you? This put a goofy little smile on my face. I was sick in bed. I was reading this at like 3 p.m. in bed. I was like, oh my goodness, Treyarch are genius. This whole argument of the shield versus armor versus this versus that you could put on this augment and have the shield. You can have that strategy of, I'm going to turn my back towards the zombie and get hit there and avoid damage from the front. It is so, or I'm going to turn towards the zombie, take damage from the front and save my armor. Oh my goodness. It is so good. Treyarch, this is so good. I hope it's balanced well, because I was playing Cold War the other day, and like after round 30, you get hit for like 75 health points, and then it's even more around 50. So I'd be curious to see how well that balances out, but I love that. That's so good, Treyarch. Reactive armor. When an armor plate breaks, nearby normal enemies are stunned for a short duration of time. That's like Victorious Tortoise from Black Ops 4. I love this. I've compared augments to the Black Ops 4 perk system, and this and some more augments just goes to show you that's totally what this is. This is so great. So those are the 3 major augments. The 3 minor augments are deal bonus damage while health is low, which is pretty cool. We could do some testing with that, and you better believe Donuts is doing all the testing of all these things. Believe me, I am. Hardened plates, armor plates have more damage mitigation, meaning that, obviously, if you get hit, you'll take less damage if you have hardened plates on. Durable plates slightly increases the armor durability, which means your armor will last longer. Obviously, very good. Stamina had some pretty weak ones, in my opinion. Immune to fall damage, increased tactical sprint duration. That could be good, especially with the Omni movement. That could be fun. Stalker, walk faster while aiming. That's probably going to be the one that I'm using. I love being accurate and all that stuff. Stalker is really great. Minor augments, while tactical sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. We'll see how much projectile damage there is in zombies. Hopefully not that much. Quarterback, use equipment while sprinting. That sounds fun. Hot foot, gain a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. Pretty cool. Speed cola. This is also some pretty fun stuff. Supercharged field upgrades, we charge a bit faster. We saw that from Cold War. Reload speed is even faster. I'd be very curious to see how even faster is. That's really cool. Phantom reload, weapon magazines are slowly refilled over time. I wonder if that's from your reserve or if it's just coming out of nowhere. That'd be really interesting to see. But awesome. That was also that was kind of like the Bandolier Bandit thing from Black Ops 4, if you put it in the modifier slot. I think. Speedy Roulette. The mystery box settles much faster. This is like Time Slip, and we saw that back in Cold War as well. Quick swaps weapons faster, fast pitcher, deploy equipment faster. Pretty standard stuff here. Deadshot Daiquiri. Here we go. Further increased critical damage, double crit damage if enemy is at full health. We saw that from Cold War. Critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine. I believe that was one of the Altar of Covenants in Vanguard Zombie. So that might be my favorite go-to. I love having more bullets in my magazine, being able to shoot more. That sounds really cool. Increased damage to armor pieces. That's going to be awesome, especially with the armored zombies coming back. Reduced hit fire spread. That could be really good for some shotguns or for some other stuff. See, this is the cool thing about like the Black Ops 4 perk system / the system where in Cold War, you just got all of these abilities. But here in Black Ops 6, what you choose for this class is going to be different for this class. And that's something that I'm kind of thinking here, Treyarch. Are we going to need to change all of these augments universally, or can we set these augments set up per weapon class? So if we have created class 1, and that's my shotgun class, boom, I'm going to do reduced hipfire spread. But if created class 2 is my SMG, then I'm going to want an increased damage to armor pieces or something. So that would be really cool to do, but there's like a ton of augments, so I don't think that's going to happen, but it's something to think about. And then dead set, reduced gun movement while performing advanced movement, which I think is just like, I don't know. That's a weird, we're going to need to test and see what that is. I think that's talking about the Omni movement. Not quite sure. Moving on to quick revive. EMT, Reviving an Ally, allows them to keep all of their perks in their bleed out bar. I don't think that means all of their perks total. I think that just means all the perks once they go down, they get to keep all of those perks. I'm pretty sure. Equivalent Exchange, this is the big one. Killing an enemy while down will revive you and remove quick revive. This can be done up to 3 times. This was in Cold War. It was crazy overpowered. This was an overpowered Gobblegum in Black Ops 3. Where if you killed somebody, it would automatically revive you. But the difference here is that you can only do this up to 3 times. This is awesome. In addition to that, Dying Wish is full on back from Black Ops 4 on lethal damage, become immune to all damage for 2 seconds, and keep 1 health. Quick revive is removed on use. This is so genius, Treyarch. I'm so excited for this because this is all so well balanced. Obviously, you have this really powerful thing as Dying Wish. Why wouldn't you want Dying Wish? Well, as soon as you use it, Quick Revive is removed. You're at 1 health. You have to make smart decisions after that. It is just so good. I love that. Again, on like Easter egg runs, that might be something you do on the harder boss fights. Let's do that then. But in that one boss fight, once you have that lethal damage 1 time, Quick Revive is removed and you don't get it again. So you can't exploit it like you could in Cold War. Oh, it's so geniusly balanced. Minor augments. Swift recovery, reviving an ally increases both your movement speeds for a short time. We saw that in Cold War, nothing too crazy. Reviving an ally heals you to full health. That's pretty nice. And then increase your time in last stand, which is also pretty nice. Elemental pop. This has been my least favorite perk in zombies for quite some time, except for this one right here. Citrus focus. If a weapon has an ammo mod applied, Elemental Pop will only activate that one. Thank you, Treyarch. Bravo, bravo. I don't know if I even voiced that opinion or if everybody just goes, I got turned, or oh my goodness, the last zombie died because of this. But because that was a big thing in Cold War and even Modern Warfare 3 zombies, I would avoid Elemental Pop because like you'd get a turn zombie, it would end the round, or it would, Shatter Blast would do this thing. Oh my goodness, that's going to be, I'm not going to use any other one except that one. Even though these ones are great. Enemies that hit you have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod. That's similar to a Covenant from Vanguard that would activate your field upgrade. So I really love that they're playing with these ideas. And then Electric Cherry. Oh, Electric Cherry is good. Reloading creates an electric damage discharge that damages and stuns nearby normal enemies. The emptier the magazine, the stronger the damage. Really good. We all know Electric Cherry. Love Electric Cherry. I might run that one too. Vulnerabine, slightly increase elemental weakness damage. So that's really good. So you know how like Manglers are weak to Napalm Burst? This will make them even weaker to Napalm Burst, which is awesome. I love that you could just pair up these things. Oh, the create a class in me is just flowing. It's so good. Pineapple Blast. Equipment can also trigger ammo mods. And then Chillberry, slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. That might be really good for some high round strats with like Napalm Burst or something. Ooh, that sounds really good. All right, PhD. Just falling from heights creates explosions. We've got Tactical Sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. Tactical Sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. I'm gonna need to try that one out. Dude, beautiful people, we got so many videos to make once Black Ops 6 comes out. PhD slider, sliding into enemies triggers explosions. That was super powerful in Cold War. Loved that. Become immune to environmental damage while sliding. Slightly reduced height and distance requirement for explosions. Sliding distance and speed are increased. So very cool there. Melee Macchiato, perhaps the one that I was not really looking forward to here. I'm not a big melee perk guy until I read this blog post. Until right here, we said, okay, Espresso, all melee attacks are slightly faster. Awesome. Vampiric Extraction, melee attacks heal a small amount of your health, which is awesome. But here we have Triple Shot. Your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. That's it, Treyarch. That's it. Ethereal Razor is back. One of the best perks ever. Ethereal Razor, fight me. One of the best perks ever. I love it so much. So much. Minor augments, backpedal speed is increased after a successful melee attack. That's going to be awesome. And then this, your punch can one-hit kill normal enemies for longer. I'm pairing up this guy with this guy, and I'm going to be 3-hit killing or killing 3 zombies for forever. I'm not even going to use my gun for the first like 20 rounds, I bet. All right. And then hidden impact, melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon. Again, so awesome. I love how they're playing around with all of these things. It's so great. It's so great. And then coming here to the ammo mods, they're kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie, you're not really missing out on much here. Let's see, we got Brain Rot here. Major augments, usually you'll see a pattern here. The charmed enemy has a chance to turn other enemies. The turned enemy distracts normal enemies and special enemies for a short amount of time, kind of like a Monkey Bomb, which is really cool. And then big game, Brain Rot can charm elite enemies. That is one that's for all of the different ammo mods, so it's not really that great. Same thing with these guys. Duration is slightly increased, cooldown is slightly reduced. That's kind of it for everybody. And then explosive, this is a cool little minor one. Charmed enemies explode at the end of Brain Rot's duration, dealing toxic damage. So as we go through this, you'll kind of see here's Cryo Freeze. They can slow elite enemies, they affect elite enemies. Enemies that are killed from frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies, so they affect other enemies. Enemies are frozen in place, which is pretty cool. Slightly increase its slow duration, slightly decrease or increase damage to frozen enemies, which is cool. And then significantly increase your chance for Cryo Freeze to activate. So again, kind of a cooldown thing here. Deadwire, stun enemy can spread the stun to others. Deadwire can stun elite enemies. But this one's really cool. This is a unique one. A bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies in the area. Why would I not choose that one? Like, that sounds so cool. And then the minor augments, Dead Rider deals slightly more damage, cooldown is slightly reduced, as we saw, and then the stun electric field lasts a little bit longer. So really cool. Oh, and then finally Napalm Burst here. Actually, we got a couple more. Napalm Burst can burn elite enemies, increase burning effect, damage effect, burns enemies to explode on death, spreading fire to nearby enemies. You see a pattern here, increase the burn duration. Each tick has a small chance to spread to nearby enemy, and then the initial burn effect deals more damage. But now we have the brand new Shadow Rift ability. This is a brand new ammo mod here. And we have a big game. Shadow Rift can activate on elite enemies. This ammo mod, if you don't know, each bullet has a chance to spawn a black hole on a normal or special enemy, warping away those nearby and dropping some from the air at a lethal speed. So we saw that in the trailer, them teleporting into the air, dropping down. It looks super cool. There's going to be enemies weak to Shadow Rift damage, so really cool. Obviously, activate on elite enemies, warp one enemy that deals shadow damage to others. Enemies that are dropped from portals will explode on contact with the ground, so that's really cool. Almost like a Shatter Blast kind of effect, I guess. Explosive rain, that's pretty cool. Shadow cooldown is reduced. Dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. That sounds really fun and silly. And then the Singularity's lethal radius is increased and can kill more enemies. There's just so many options for all of these things. I am so excited. Now we have field upgrades, which are a little bit more fun and a little bit more unique. Ether Shroud. Nearby players are also cloaked. That's crazy. That's insane, especially for co-op. If we are playing, doing an Easter egg together and you have Ether Shroud and you pop it in front of all of us, we can all get cloaked. That's awesome. Burst Dash. Warp forward a short distance, killing all normal enemies in your path. I'm saying it. Blaze Phase is back. All right, PhD Slider's kind of Blaze Phase too, but hey, Blaze Phase in all of its glory, it's back here. Ether Shroud. Void Sheath. That's weird. This says Void Sheath, and then this says Void Stealth. That's weird. Swap to your dedicated melee weapon as it's imbued with dark ether energy. Kills allow you to stay in Ether Shroud for longer. If you pair this up with Melee Macchiato and then Ether Shroud, could you just infinitely be in Ether Shroud every round? Oh my goodness, that sounds insane. Instant Reload. Activation instantly reloads your currently held weapon. Increase max charges by 1. Ether Shroud duration significantly increased. Pretty good. Dark Flare. This is the new one that we saw a little bit. It's just a little beam. It's like a different gun that just shoots like shadow damage and, you know, penetrates everything in its path. I don't know. It didn't look super powerful, but it looks pretty sick. Like this icon's pretty cool. We got significantly increase the dark flare duration. The beam is replaced with a sphere that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The ball detonates at the end of the dark flare's duration. Interesting. And the Dark Pact has beam heals and revives other players on contact. So, ooh, it's like an offense and defensive weapon. Very cool. Broad Beam significantly increases the size of the beam. Very good. The beam slows enemies on contact and the increased max charges by 1. Ooh, very good. So I'm going to be doing all the testing with all these things at max round, whatever health cap is, doing all the different fun combinations of this stuff. Stick to the channel, subscribe. You're going to want to see all this stuff. Frenzy Guard. This one, this was like the most underrated thing in Cold War Zombies and sort of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. But anyway, this if you don't know what Frenzy Guard is, you repair armor to full and force all enemies in the area to temporarily target you, and armor takes all of your damage during this time. So you're kind of invulnerable if you can kill zombies. I think that's the thing. Teammates can also repair armor from kills while they're near you. Yep, very good. Retribution, trigger an explosion on activation. Normal enemies that melee the player are damaged and knocked down. Very cool. And then while frenzied, use ammo from stock. So very good. That's almost like a mag of holding right there. And then the minor augments, you can repair more armor per kill. Very good. Increase frenzy guard duration. And then on activation, repair all nearby teammates' armor to full. That could be awesome for boss fights too. Oh, we're gonna have a hoot with this. We're gonna have so much fun. And then we got boring old healing aura. Who uses healing aura? Psh, I'm a solo player. Resilience here. All affected players have their health regenerate, delay reduced, and the rate of their healing increased temporarily. The beams and their healing effects persist for a short time after leaving the area of effect. Revived players keeps all of their perks on the bleed up bar. Pretty standard stuff. Affected player damage is slightly increased for a short amount of time. Healed players have damage slightly mitigated for a short amount of time. Very cool. And then on activation, special and elite enemies are stunned while normal enemies are knocked down. So again, kind of like another thing to knock things down. But Energy Mine is really interesting here. First, we have Scatter. The Energy Mine will split into 3 mines that scatter and detonate 1 each time. So instead of 3 things in the same place, it's 3 in different places. I don't know if you can choose where those 3 different mines are or if it just kind of goes one after another. I don't know. I'd be really curious to see. Turret here, instead of a mine, deploy a turret that shoots the nearest enemy. I don't know. Does it stay in there for long? Is it just one enemy? I don't know. And then we have Carousel. I think that's how you say that word. I don't know. I've been sick for so long. 3 energy mines will float around you, detonating when an enemy is nearby. This is definitely like, my first thought was like the shells in Mario Kart. When you just pop those 3 shells and it's just around you and then boom, it hits something. It's like a little protective shield. That sounds so cool. Frequency boost, increase the duration count and duration of energy mine, or detonation count and duration of energy mine, really cool. Increase max charges by run. Energy mine now attracts nearby normal enemies for a short time, sort of like a little decoy. So very cool. I don't think I need to convince you of the like thousands of different combinations of awesome augments that we could do combined with this piece of equipment and this gun and this piece of armor. Like, there's just so many fun things, and all of these things we're going to need to unlock 6 abilities per perk, per field upgrade, per ammo mod. This is going to be so good. And if they add a new ammo mod, if they add a new field upgrade, if they add a new perk, like, it's just, it's going to be so fun to do. But we are not even done yet. We get our sneak peek, our first look at the loadout menu here, which can I just say, I'm not a big fan of having a lethal and tactical in zombies. It's already so darn easy to pick up a lethal and tactical. Like, the zombies drop it. They're dirt cheap at the crafting table. This is just overkill. Like, we don't need more equipment. We don't need to be more powerful when we start up. I'm fine with the melee, Gobblegum field upgraded weapon. Yeah, we don't need the lethal tactical. I feel like that's a little bit too much. It's just, I don't know. That's just me. Especially if we can get like a tactical, like a Monkey Bomb or Casimir, just select it right off the bat. Now, it could be like Modern Warfare Zombies where you don't get those right off the bat and you have to actually go in game, and the stuff that you could choose from your loadout is only like this stuff. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll figure that out here in a couple days, because here we have every single Gobblegum. And this is where everyone's kind of confused. We have all of these Gobblegums laid out right here. We have all these Gobblegums laid out right here, except going back up here, we have a weird phrasing right here. Additional Gobblegums are earned in a variety of ways, including simply by playing zombies and surviving rounds, or by store purchases. And if you didn't think that you could buy them through the store, you're fooling yourself. Of course, this is going to be, I imagine they're going to be in the battle pass, just like the zombie stuff this year was with Modern Warfare Zombies. They'll be in bundles like, hey, buy this bundle, get this skin, get this calling card, and oh, by the way, you can get a perkaholic, or oh, by the way, you can get a wall power or something like that. Nothing we haven't seen before. I don't think it's going to be crazy. I don't think the store is going to be literally set up like this, where you can just be like, oh, I'm going to buy 10 Idolize. Ooh, I'll take 2 cashbacks. And ooh, I'll take 5 Immolation Liquidation. I don't think that's what it's going to be at all. I think it's going to be just like what we saw with Modern Warfare Zombies. They're just going to be in bundles. They're going to be in the battle pass, and you're just going to have some of them that you can get. However, here's where it gets crazy. Here is the complete list of all Gobblegums available to earn at launch. And we go through the Gobblegum progression here, which doesn't have all of the Gobblegums. And then we have all of the Gobblegums laid out here. So here's what I think. There are 15 Gobblegums here, and there's 28 Gobblegums total. So I think these Gobblegums are going to be locked for us to use until a certain level. So for example, unless you're at level 51, you're not going to be able to use Wonder Bar. But notice how there's no Perkaholic on here, right? Perkaholic is one of the ultra ones, right? I think we are always going to be able to use Perkaholic, but only Wonder Bar and Hidden Power are going to be locked behind this progression. I think all of these are going to be available to earn, but we're going to be blocked out of using these guys until we're at certain levels. At least that's my most common or simplest way I could think about it. I don't think they would make us not earn Wonder Bar until we're 51 or 54. I think that would be so confusing. And obviously not all the Gobblegums are here, but they're obviously here. So I don't know. It's a little bit more confusing. What I would say is I think these ones are limited to use, not necessarily limited to earn. But again, we'll have our answer here in a couple days. Lots of these we've seen before in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, stock option, that's basically mag of holding right there. Killjoy spawns an insta-kill anywhere but here, teleports you to a random location. Cashback spawns a power or max ammo. Temporal gift is awesome. Time-based power-ups last longer, so your double points will last twice as long, your insta-kills will last twice as long. Shields up is kind of new. Armor is twice as strong. That is going to be so beneficial, especially paired with all the different augments with Jug and armor and all this stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Arsenal Accelerator, charge the player's field upgrade faster, sort of like Speed Cola's augment did, so we can pair these together. You see the little testings we've got to do here, beautiful people? I'm so excited. We've got Who's Keeping Score, spawns in a double points, nowhere but there. Oh, sorry, that's out of order. Nowhere but there, teleport to a random downed player. If someone's down across the map, you can pop nowhere but there, and it instantly revives nearby players, and it teleports you to them. Really cool. Free fire, firing weapons consumes no ammo, doesn't work with wonder weapons, and it lasts for 60 seconds. Soda Fountain, the next perk purchase gives an additional random perk, so it's basically a buy one, get one for all of your perks, which is actually pretty cool. If not crazy overpowered, especially in the perk system we got now. Profit sharing, do not I repeat, do not sleep on profit sharing. If it works like it did in Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, this is going to be one of the most powerful point earning Gobblegums we will ever see. A portion of the essence you earn, points that you earn, is also received by nearby players and vice versa, which also affects solo, or it has affected solo in the past. So it's like a 2-minute double points essentially. And the fact that we can hold profit sharing as well as, the profit sharing as well as, get a really long double points and then profit sharing, get a crazy amount of essence. Beautiful people. Black Ops 6 is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. Respin cycle respins the mystery box after it has settled to one of equal or higher rarity. It's kind of just like a free spin. That's like the worst one for Black Ops 3, to be honest with you. I don't know why it's here. A new one that's cool though. Exit strategy. Activate an exfil vote immediately and reduced zombie spawns during an exfil. So you know how exfils always come on like every 5 rounds, like 55, 60, 65, 70. You could be on round 72, or you could be on round 44 or 42 or something like that. And you can pop this and boom, get a free exfil with reduced safer zombie spawns, which I think is really, really cool. Then we've got our legendary Gobblegums. We've got Idolize, which is basically like an in plain sight that, zombies ignore you for 30 seconds. Really crazy. In fact, do we have in plain sight? Did I just skip over the fact that we don't have an in plain sight? That's crazy. That's crazy. Idolize. I mean, Idolize is like a better in plain sight. So hey, why not? Wall power. Next weapon bought off the wall comes pack-a-punched. I wonder if it's going to be triple pack-a-punched or double pack-a-punched. Who knows? It's probably going to be single pack-a-punched, honestly. Crate power, same thing, but with the mystery box. Mystery box, pack-a-punch gun comes on the mystery box. Pretty cool. Phoenix Up revives all teammates and they keep all of their perks, which is going to be awesome for Easter eggs and boss fights. On the house, spawns a random power-up or perk can power-up, which is really cool. Wall-to-wall clearance. Again, it was like one of the worst ones from Black Ops 3. Wall buys cost 10 essence. Nobody. And why is this a legendary? Nobody uses this. I mean, we need to research this and see if nobody needs to use it. We'll see. We'll see. Immolation Liquidation spawns a fire sale power-up so you can spin the box for a wonder weapon or something. So really cool. And now we have Ultra and Whimsical Gobblegums. Perkaholic gives players all the perks in the map. Very simple. Near-death experience. This is kind of like, the quick revive thing that we were talking about. Lasts 3 minutes. Revive or be revived simply by being near other players. Revived players keep all of their perks. Okay, so it's not by killing that's what it was. In Black Ops 3, there was a self-medication Gobblegum that if you killed a zombie, you'd get revived. That's what's on Quick Revive. This is just being around other players, but this also works in solo because if you're solo and you go down, then you're around another player. So you just get revived for 3 minutes apparently, which is really, really powerful. Wow, that's really good. Especially, like I said, boss fights, high rounds, it's going to be really, really good. Hidden Power. This is a brand new one. Hidden Power here. Upgrade your currently held weapon to legendary rarity. So you spawn in with the gun you want, you get Hidden Power, you get Perkaholic, you get, you get double points or something, you get a bunch of stuff, you're all set up. It's really, really cool. And then you got Wonder Bar, which we kind of know, activates on the next mystery box spin. The next weapon from the mystery box will be a Wonder Weapon. So I wonder if this is going to include the ray gun, because I could see everybody going on like Terminus and be like, ooh, here's Wonder Bar, and expecting to get the Wonder Weapon on the map, or Liberty Falls trying to get the jet gun, and then they get a ray gun instead. So really, really crazy, powerful gun there. And then Raindrops spawns all the core power-ups at once. And finally, our 2 whimsical Gobblegums, Newtonian Negation. This is a fun one. Only 3 minutes. Aw. Zombies killed fall straight up. This is just silly. It's just fun. It's something fun to do. And then Indigestion lasts 3 minutes. Oh my goodness. Zombies killed experience extreme flatulence. Haha. Aren't we all fun? Now, in the past, those have been Gobblegums that you could just use infinitely, but it sounds like you're going to need to earn these ones too. So, and they're like ultra rare and whimsical. So I wonder how common these are going to be. Oh, and you better believe with Donuts here, we are going to be testing out the rates of all of the rarities on which round you get these Gobblegums. I've got spreadsheets for days for Black Ops 6, beautiful people. If you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out on all the knowledge, all the news on this stuff. Like I said, I know this is late news, but I am just so excited. You can see here's some just operator, dedicated crew here. You can see kind of the zombie thing here. Hey, play as this person for zombies. You can see they've got the red background as the dedicated crew here. Really, really cool. Customized challenge zombie intel. We've got audio logs, documents, artifacts, all this stuff. Intel's coming back from Cold War. Really, really good. And now all we need to do is wait literally like 4 days, and we will be playing this amazing iteration of zombies, which I hope it's an amazing iteration of zombies, because man, oh man, the fact that you can only have 2 of these augments is really game changing. We could have all of these augments in Cold War. The fact that armor is a wall buy, the fact that we don't have Ring of Fire. I don't think people realize this. There's no Ring of Fire. That was every single Cold War high round strategy. What are we going to do on high rounds without Ring of Fire? There is a whole new meta. They say Easter eggs are going to be harder. We're not going to have our directed mode for a month. There's more Easter eggs. We've got a set crew back with character quotes and intel and all this stuff. This really looks like it could be the next best zombie mode. Obviously, I'm excited, I'm getting into the hype, we're in that honeymoon period, so I apologize if I'm misleading you at all, but if you want a refresher on all the fun different information we have about zombies, breaking down all the trailers, breaking down the blog post, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.